Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. I'm Doug, and today we're going to make some delicious German Stollen. So stay tuned. So welcome back. So the very first thing we want to do is we're going to activate our dry yeast. And so basically I'm using here Fleischmann's Rapid Rise Instant Yeast, and I just put it in a bowl. We're going to heat up 1 cup of milk. Now we don't want to make the milk too hot because that would mess up our yeast. So we just want it to be like lukewarm, like a little bit warmer than room temperature. And so I'm going to heat up my milk right now, and then we're going to activate our yeast. Okay, so there's my dry yeast. I'm going to add my milk. Okay, so it looks like my yeast is ready. So we're using 4 cups of flour. And I just got 2 cups and I put it in my mixing bowl right here. Because what we're going to do is we're going to make a pre-dough. And so the pre-dough is consisting of 2 cups of flour and then that dry yeast. So we're gonna first add that. And we're going to kind of knead this for about a few minutes. We're gonna do it for just a few minutes, and then we're gonna add a half a teaspoon of salt. Okay, now for our half teaspoon of salt. And I have this on a low speed right now. Okay, so we have our pre-dough made, and then I have in this bowl my other 2 cups of flour, and I'm going to add a half cup of almond flour to it. I'm going to add my sugar, which is 1/4 cup of white granulated sugar. I'm going to add my spices, which consists of, have my cinnamon here. This is my half teaspoon of cinnamon, my 1/4 teaspoon of nutmeg, and what you have here are cardamom pods, and we're going to be using 1 tablespoon of cardamom pods. But what I'm going to do is I'm using this mortar and pestle to break up those pods, and I'm only going to be using the seeds. Okay, so what I'm doing is now I'm just smashing those, I'm grinding those seeds, those cardamom pod seeds, and I love the way cardamom smells. It smells just like Christmas. It smells really, really good. Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna add that, my cardamom seeds. I'm going to add 1 egg. And I'm going to start mixing this together. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this flour mixture to my pre-dough. And I'm going to add my one stick of butter, which is a half cup of butter. And I basically have it at room temperature, and I like to just cut it up in little cubes. And then I'm going to knead the dough with the mixer and then by my hand. And we're gonna do that for almost about 5 minutes or so. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes, and now we're gonna be using a half teaspoon of vanilla. I'm gonna add a half teaspoon of vanilla to the dough. And I'm also going to add my orange and lemon zest. And this was one lemon zest from one lemon and orange zest from one orange. And it comes to approximately a tablespoon each. It's gonna be so good, guys, so yummy. All right, so I have my dough here, and I'm going to knead it by hand. And it's on a slightly floured surface. A little tip, which I almost forgot, is if you have a board, you should always put a towel underneath it, so then this way the board won't go anywhere. And sometimes I forget to do that. All right, so we're kneading our dough. Looks good. So I'm gonna knead it for a little bit more, and then what we're gonna work on is putting our fruits together. So overnight I have soaked 1 cup of raisins in rum. Yum. And we're also going to add almonds to that. Now you probably want to add your slivered almonds probably about an hour before, so you're ready to use it. Going to add it to that raisin rum mixture, and we're also going to do some dried sweetened cherries. So we're going to add that to it also, and this dough needs to set for at least probably an hour and a half. We're going to just let it sit, and then we're going to be able to add the fruit to it. All right. Okay, it's looking good. Okay. Gonna put it in a bowl, put a towel over it. And we're gonna let that sit for about 90 minutes. Now let's work on our fruit. Okay, so the rum I use is Captain Morgan spiced rum, and these raisins have been soaked overnight in that spiced rum, and you can really see how they plump up. And it's important to soak your raisins in rum. This way they don't go bad. And we have our dried sweetened cherries here. I'm just gonna chop those up a little bit. I'm just using about 1/4 cup of that. You can put as much as you want, really. I just like the sweetened cherries in there. I think it tastes so good. And we're just gonna add that to that rum mixture. And then the slivered almonds. This is 1/4 cup. Going to just mix that in there, cover it back up, put it in the refrigerator again, and we're gonna keep it in there for approximately an hour and a half. All right, here we go. So we're back, and now we're going to make our own marzipan. And what we need for our own marzipan is 1.5 cups of almond flour. You'll also need 1.5 cups of powdered sugar, which is right here, my powdered sugar. You also need 2 teaspoons of almond extract and 1 egg white. So I have this egg separator. Love this egg separator. Basically, you just put it over a bowl, crack your egg, and then it separates your egg for you. Really, really easy. All right, we have our 1 egg white, and we also need 1 teaspoon of rose water, and I'm using this Cortas, Lebanese Kitchen Cortas. This is rose water right here. Where can you purchase rose water? I bought mine on Amazon, so this is the one I'm using. All right, let's get busy. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is we're going to get our almond flour. That's 1.5 cups of almond flour. I'm using a food processor here, and we're going to add it to our bowl. We're also going to add our powdered sugar. And making your own marzipan is really easy, guys. You can buy it at the store, but it's not hard at all to make. All right, so we have our powdered sugar here, which was 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. And basically we want to pulse this first. Now we're going to add our 2 teaspoons of the almond extract. Okay. And our 1 teaspoon of rose water, can't forget that. Gonna pulse that. It smells good already. Okay. Now we're going to add our egg white. All right, let's take a look. All right, it's looking good. We do it a little bit more. Okay, so next I'm gonna take it out and put it on my work surface here. And basically we're going to knead it together. I love the way marzipan smells. It smells so good. So you just knead it a couple of times really, and then we're gonna form it into logs. Excellent. Perfect. All right, so I'm going to form it into a log. I'm basically using the palm of my hand here, hands I should say, and I'm just gonna make it into a log like this. We're going to add it to some plastic wrap. You definitely want to chill this before we use it in our Stollen. And I'm just going to wrap that up real quick, like that. Put in the refrigerator for at least an hour. Okay, so it's been about an hour and a half. Let's look at it. You can see that it has risen a lot. And we're gonna put it on this work surface. And I'm just gonna knead it a few more times. Okay, so we got our dough here, and I'm gonna be adding the dried fruit. This is approximately, actually this is holiday fruit, sweetened real fruit that I got off of Amazon. And I'm gonna be adding a ½ cup of that, along with the raisins and the almonds and those dried cherries, all that have been soaking in the rum. And just basically I'm going to mix that together into the dough. You can, I'm just using my hands. You can use a mixer if you want. good. Now I'm gonna be making 4 smaller ones. So, woo, that aroma is strong. So I'm gonna be making 4 smaller ones. So I'm gonna get one here, and I'm going to kind of form it into a 7-inch rectangle, so 7 inches long, and I don't know, probably about 4 to 5 inches wide. And like I said, we're going to be making 4 of these. All right, so now I'm going to add my Marzipan. So I have my Marzipan that's out of the refrigerator. And we're going to take a piece of that Marzipan. I'm going to roll it the same length as the Stollen here. Hopefully you guys can see this. And yeah, I'm just gonna roll a little bit more. And then in Dresden, what they do is they really bring it over. It's a certain way that they fold it over like that. Bring that over. And then we're gonna be adding that to our tray here. So that's one. The second one. And my last one. Now the thing about Stollen is you can't eat it right away. You have to let it sit for around 3 weeks. That's why we're making it so early. So we're going to wait 3 weeks before we taste this. But I know it's gonna taste good because I've made it before and it tastes really good and you'll love it. And I have my Stollen here, and now I'm going to bake it in the oven. It's at 375 degrees. You wanna bake it for around 18 to 20 minutes. So let's get baking. Well, here they are. Here's my cute Stollen. They look so good. I have a skewer here. I'm going to just poke some holes into it, and we're going to be adding butter to it. Cover it all in butter. The butter here, and I'm just gonna brush on that butter, just like that. Yum. It's gonna be so good. Now that baked for about 20 minutes. Depending on your oven, it might need a little bit more, but 18 to 20 minutes is usually the trick. However, if you feel like it needs a little bit more, then definitely bake it a couple more minutes, because every oven is different, so it's kind of, you're really just trying it out. And if we lift it up, we can see, yep, it's nice. What a great color it is at the bottom. It's hot, so I can't lift it to show you, but it's a great color at the bottom. I place these now on this drying rack because we're going to brush it with some powdered sugar mixed with a little hot water and butter. I have some powdered sugar. I have some powdered sugar in here, and then I have 2 tablespoons of hot water, a little bit of butter, about maybe half a tablespoon of butter. Taking that little glaze. Now we're going to glaze it, and I'm just going to pour it over the Stollen like this. Oh, look at that, wow. That looks really good. It's just gonna melt right onto it. Don't forget it's still warm. And then we are going to reapply. We're gonna do another round of this and then roll it in some powdered sugar. So stay tuned. Okay, so now I'm ready for round 2. I did another round, and this is probably about, you can use 2 cups of powdered sugar with 2 tablespoons of hot water, and then probably about half a tablespoon of butter. That's what's making this glaze. And I'm just going to put that on it. It's gonna melt. Don't forget that these Stollen are still a little warm, so it's gonna melt. And we're going to add the powdered sugar at the end to it too. It's gonna be so yummy. Very excited. I love my German Stollen. So this recipe is basically a mix from what my mom used to do, how I changed it up a little bit. And for instance, she didn't make the marzipan, or marzipan. Some people say marzipan, I say marzipan. She didn't add that to the Stollen, but I like it with it. I think it tastes really good. It's like a little surprise. Awesome, that looks great, guys. Look at that, can you see that? Awesome. All right, so now we're gonna really let it cool, and then we're going to put powdered sugar on it, make sure it's nicely covered in powdered sugar, and then we're going to package it, so stay tuned. Welcome back. So my Stollen have been cooling off a bit, and now I'm gonna open up this new bag of powdered sugar, and I'm going to put it in this baking dish here. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I'm gonna be tossing the Stollen into the powdered sugar. So I'm gonna start with this one, and I'm just going to toss it around. You wanna make sure it's nicely covered with the powdered sugar. Simon, get down. You can't have Stollen. So we're tossing it around. Look at that. Oh, it looks so good. All right. So I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna do that to each one. Cover it with powdered sugar, the top, the bottom. And you wanna do this when it's slightly cooled. You don't wanna do it when it's hot, of course. I cannot wait to eat this Stollen. Now, the only thing, like I said earlier, is you have to wait 3 weeks, okay? Some people say 1 or 2 weeks, some people say 4 weeks, but I think 3 weeks is a good time. And then this will be ready for Advent. And Germans usually eat Stollen for Advent. It's a traditional Christmas cake type of bread. I'm not sure how to explain it. It's sort of like a bread, but it's like a cake. Anyway, so this is, oh my gosh, this is gonna be so good. And so Germans eat this for Christmas, Advent time, and it goes great with coffee. Oh my gosh, so good with coffee. And you'll love it, okay? Not hard to make, little time consuming, but not hard to make. And I think you will totally enjoy it. And it's traditional and it's German, very German. All right, so we're gonna let that settle for a little bit, and then we're gonna finally brush it with one more round of powdered sugar, and then we're going to start packaging them, so stay tuned. Okay, so I'm gonna coat it again with the powdered sugar. Awesome. And now let's start packaging them. So the very first thing we're gonna do before you package yours, you have to make sure that they're totally cooled down. And we're going to wrap them in handy wrap. And I have a nice clean surface here. You want to make sure that you get your Stollen and you're going to place it in the middle, and we're just going to wrap it one this way, and then wrap it this way. Fold in the tops like this, and so it's nicely sealed. So I wanted to show you really quick, I got this really pretty ribbon. Look how pretty this ribbon is. And I can't remember where I got it. It could have been, I think it was just off Amazon, but it looks really, really pretty, very Christmassy. And then I got this gold tissue paper and some cellophane and these pretty little bows with bells on it. And how cute is that? So you're gonna be needing a little hot glue, tape, also scissors, and let's start packaging them. What we wanna do is cut our tissue paper, and we're using this gold, and basically I want half of my Stollen to be in gold, and I do want the other half to show. So this is really easy. We're just going to bring this over, add some tape. Add a little tape. I'm gonna double fold it and add it to the bottom so it sticks to the handy wrap. Gonna fold this in, cut the bottom a little bit, tape it like that, and then we're going to add the ribbon, but before we do that, we're going to wrap it in the cellophane. I'm gonna fold this over, bring this side over. You wanna wrap it really nice and tight. I'm gonna have to fold that in a bit. Actually, let me cut it. Yeah. And then we're gonna tape it. Like that. And then we're gonna bring this part up. Add some more tape. Let me get a better tape. Oh my gosh, I'm all thumbs today. And then we're going to bring this in. That looks nice. And now we're going to add the ribbon. It's going to be on the outside. Oh, that looks so cute. I'm going to add a little tape there. Cut that. If you have double-sided tape, that would be great. I happen to not have double-sided tape with me right now. So we're gonna just fold the back out, just put a little tape over it. Yeah, I don't like how that looks. I'm gonna leave it like that. Okay, so have my tape there. And then with our little bell, we're gonna add a little bell there. Oh, it looks so cute. Oh gosh. Okay. I'm gonna add a little hot glue. Oh, don't add too much hot glue. And then add a little bit like that. Let my bells. There we go. Oh my gosh, look at that little Stollen. It looks so cute. Anyway, I think it looks really cute. My basket here, and I put some tissue paper in it. I have a little shred, but I'm gonna focus more on the tissue paper. And it's just gonna be kind of like that. Let's put that shred in there, the bottom, and then I have my Stollen, which is beautifully wrapped. And then what we want to do is get some basket cellophane wrap, and we're going to place that in here. I mean, this is just like a really awesome gift to give to friends, to coworkers. neighbors. So we're going to just cut that like that. That was better. And bring this together. We want our Stollen to be the star of the show. And then get your ribbon again. You want a long piece this time. And we're just gonna make just a simple bow. This. I just love how this looks. Super cute. Our little baby Stollen. Our baby Stollen in our little basket, and then we're going to do some ducktails on this ribbon to make it a nice, just to make it look nice. I always like doing ducktails on my ribbons there. And if we want, we could embellish it with a wooden star. How cute would that be? And you know what, I think on this wooden star, I'm gonna get a marker and I'm gonna write Frohe Weihnachten on there, so hold on. And that. Look at that. Who would not want a packaged Stollen like this, looking super cute, and it's super delicious. Thank you so much for joining us on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas today. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe, and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, Frohe Weihnachten, auf Wiedersehen, tschüss.